Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, it is a very cool and crisp mid-December day, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's about 36 degrees out here right now. And this is just kind of a last-minute flight. I'm at the school that's not very far from my house, and I realized that if I didn't get a flight in today, it was going to be a while because we've got snow on the horizon for the next at least week and a half or so. It's supposed to snow every day. So I'm just taking advantage of this cool, clear day. Just an excuse to fly, honestly. So I've got the Mavic Air 2, and I'm going to put this guy in the air, and we're just going to fly it around a little bit, take some pictures. I'll probably do an orbit around the cell phone tower here and a couple other things. Nothing too dramatic, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's mid-December, and it's not often we're going to get days like this that we can get out and fly and look around. We've had an inversion here in what they call the Treasure Valley lately, which means that the air is held into the valley, so we get some pollution. And it's been a little bit, you know, foggy and hazy, but today it's all kind of blown out, so it's clear. We can see the mountains real well, so we'll probably fly over there across the street to Discovery School and take a couple of pictures of the mountains and so forth, and mostly just fly around and just go for a flight. You know, I've just got a pullover on. I'm actually all right because I got the sun shining on me. Every time a little breeze comes up, though, it gets really cold. But anyway, let's quit messing around. Let's get the Mavic Air 2 in the air. The you know, cool thing about using the smart controller is it's really quick to get everything booted up, and it starts the fly up. Picked out the drone and everything, so so we're just going to go ahead and take off. Man, my fingers are getting cold already. But let's go ahead and well, first we should start a screen recording, and we did that. On the smart controller, you just hold down the back button and the record button, and it'll start a screen recording. So we're going to click fly and wait for the fly app to boot up. Okay, so it's telling us takeoff is permitted, but I want to look at the safety page here, finish our checklist. So in safety, yeah, we've got all the obstacle avoidance on, and we are not going to disable sideways flight. Yeah, 120 meters on max altitude. I've been dropping that down a little bit, just below that max legal to, you know, about 118 or something if you can. And I'm having a little trouble with fine adjustment there, but yeah, okay, we'll leave it at 112. That's plenty. And return to home altitude is at 59 meters, which is plenty here. But I'm going to kick it up because I've been kicking all of mine up a little bit to about, you know, I like to have them about 70 meters or so. And I know that's a little bit controversial. Some people don't like them that high, and I'm having trouble adjusting. One of the things on this smart controller that I don't like is the touch screen is really can be difficult. Well, we got 72 meters there, so we're going to leave it at that. But it says the compass is normal, the IMU is normal. We can look at the battery real quick. Battery's good, so let's quit messing around. Let's get this guy in the air. So I'm going to hit takeoff on the app here. Maybe, like I said, this thing, the touch screen can be, quote, a little touchy on this guy. Okay, there we go. So we know we're in an altitude zone. We can't go over 150 meters, which we're certainly not going to do. So, so let's get this guy up in the air a little bit. Bring it in. Get a good look at the obstacle avoidance is screaming at us a little bit, but let's rock it back and forth. I always like to do that so you can see that gimbal at work. And bring it in. And okay, so we are going to do our usual droney. Let me bring it over just a tad. And we're going to just do a manual droney. And for some reason, we're back on the main screen. I don't know if I hit something accidentally there or what. Huh. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so I am going to start recording now. We're in 4K 30 frames zoom. That's what we want. Start recording. Recording has started. Okay, we're going to do reverse and up now. Reverse and up. And I had that gimbal just a little bit too high. Drop it down here a little. And there's that famous cell phone tower. And you can see where we're at here. And you can see it is a beautiful blue sky day. So let's throw it into sport mode for a second, and let's do a little high-speed run here for a second. And you got to remember, when you put it in sport mode, you do disable obstacle avoidance, but of course obviously we're high enough up there that it's not an issue. So here we go, and it's going to come right over the top of us here. And we are at about 17, let's see if we can hit 18 meters per second. Well, looks like not quite. And that drone is hauling the mail. So that's about, we hit about 36, 37 miles an hour there or so. That's pretty darn good, I'd say. This is a very capable piece of technology. So let me put it back into P mode. Normal mode. It says P mode on the controller, normal mode on the app. I think those are interchangeable terms. Boy, I'll tell you what, don't get fooled by the sunshine you see, because it is cold. My fingers are aching already. So we're going to just kind of do a slow yaw around here and let you get a look at the horizon. And it's, like I said, we've had a little bit of an inversion here in the Treasure Valley, and so it's kind of refreshing. It's refreshing to see clear skies. Okay, so there you can see the Boise front there, the Boise Mountains. And what we're going to do is we're going to fly back, and we'll go over the top of Discovery School across the street there, and maybe we'll take some pictures here. Okay, let's just kind of go sideways here a little bit, and then we'll move forward right down the tree line here. And the cool thing about these DJI drones is they are so precise. You can place that drone exactly where you want it. So we'll go right over the top of the cell phone tower here, and over the top of the school across the street there. No cars, so we're good there. No people, we're good there. And this is, I often fly drones here and stop kind of above the school here, because it gives kind of a unique view, and particularly when there's leaves on the trees, it's more colorful than it is right now. But if you notice there, you can see the playground equipment in the foreground, which kind of gives you some color. And then often you see, and you know, like I said, any other time of the year, the trees would be different colors and so forth. But you also get to see the horizon, and you get to see the Boise front there, and the blue sky, of course. So I just thought of something here. Let's pick the camera up just a little bit, and I'm going to bring the mountains there kind of into the center of the screen, and let's zoom in. I'm going to hold down the function, or excuse me, I don't need to do that on this controller. I can do it with the other ring. I forget with the smart controller, I can just use the other control wheel that's on the right. But let's zoom in. If you're using the regular controller, you hold down the function button and you use the gimbal controller on the left. but when I'm using the smart controller, I can just use the scroll wheel that's on the right. So that's pretty cool. We get a chance to zoom in on the mountains, and what you're looking at there is it's called the Bogus Basin Ski Resort at the top there, and it's literally, gosh, 45 minutes or even less from downtown Boise. So let's scroll back out, and we're going to stop here and take a picture. I'm going to get the gimbal back down here a little bit, get back a little bit more to that rule of thirds. And we're going to stop recording for a second here. And I am going to go into photo. And I'll tell you, I'm going to use the smart photo. And that is where DJI uses their software to give you the best possible colors and exposure. And I really like that. So we are going to take a picture right here. And then just to see, just for the fun of it, let's yaw the drone around, and we'll take a picture facing into the sun. And of course, the sun, you know, it's only about, I don't know, it's probably about 3:30 in the afternoon or something right now. And look at that, sun is so low in the sky. Isn't that something? So let's take a picture there, and let's see how the software in the drone handles that. So yeah, that probably won't be too bad. I'm going to swing back around, and I should have thought of this first, and maybe we can get a panorama too of the Boise front. We might as well, while we're over the top of this, in the perfect spot here to do it. Okay, I'm going to move forward just a little bit and drop that gimbal back down and see if I can remember how to do a panorama. Yeah, down there at the bottom. You know, what's funny is that you know, all of these drones have a little bit different way that they do things, and trying to remember all the menus sometimes can be a challenge. So I'm just going to go right down. We're not going to do a sphere, but let's do a 180 first. And the software will stitch these together and put them in your camera roll. So in this case, I have the smart controller saving to an SD card, a micro SD card. So in theory, when we're all done, I should find them in there. So it's stitching them together now, and you can see that you'll see on the screen recorder the percentage there on the right hand side, and it's done. Okay, so let's click on that again, and let's move down to wide angle, and let's try that one. With the sun at its back, these should be some pretty good pictures. And the last time I took panos with this, it gave me a regular version and an enhanced version. And by enhanced, I mean that same smart photo that we were talking about. And let's go into, no, I take that back. That is the Mini 2 that does that. I'm taking that back. The Mini 2 does that enhanced, gives you, when you do a pano, it gives you the enhanced. So let's do a vertical here real quick as well. There again, what I'm telling you is, you know, you kind of, you're using different drones, and you know, basically it's even the same app, but there's differences on the menu. Okay, we're going to go back in, and we're going to go back into video. Start video now, and let's turn around and come back to over the top of the schoolyard here that we're at. And anybody that watches my channel has seen this plenty of times. Let's drop the drone down And let's kind of center on the cell phone tower. Let's bring it a little closer. So what I like to use this cell phone tower, it's a good way to demonstrate an orbit shot. So we're gonna have to stop recording again, and we're gonna go into the quick shots. Clicking on that quick shot icon right there, and we should see circle. And I should be able to draw and call that the point of interest. And we've got it, it's going counterclockwise, so we'll leave it at counterclockwise there. And we're going to click start, and it'll count down and it'll start recording. As soon as you heard that beep, it started recording. Yeah, it did not pick the cell phone tower, so I'm going to stop that. Okay, so I had that tree behind it, so it picked up the point of interest. It picked as that tree instead of the cell phone tower, and I've had that issue before. And look, at even this far away, it puts the plus on my car down there. It can see that, but let's try that again, and let's see if it's got it this time. And in fact, this time we'll go the other way. We'll go clockwise.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, and it looks like we got it this time. So when I highlighted the point of interest previously, now target lost. Yeah, so it's probably struggling looking into the sun. So let's do this. Let's move it a little bit closer, and we'll drop a little altitude here. And let's try it again. Yeah, and I tried to be a little more precise there.
3, 2, 1.
So what that'll tell you is, you know, the AI on the drone can be fooled there. And now we got the little point of interest icon on the screen. So that tells us that it's got it. Yeah, so we're getting a good circle around it now. And the drone's right over the top of us. And there we go. Okay. Well, let's see. We are at 54%, so we got plenty of battery. Let's bring it down here, and maybe we can let's do a helix. So I'm going to get out of that. Well, we don't need to do that. Let's just fly it over here. And it's already kind of spotting my car down there. Yeah, so we're probably high enough above everything here. So I'm going to go back into quick shots, and I'm going to click on Helix. Is just always one of my favorites, and anybody that watches my channel knows that. So let's just do a big one. Let's go out here to the maximum, which I think, yeah, 120. And we're going to click on the plus sign on my vehicle, and it picked that. Let's click start.
3, 2, 1.
Just a nice day for a flight. I mean, it's cold, but boy, oh boy, I mean, it's just a nice blue sky, crisp, clear day. Gotta love it. Like I said, I went out for a walk early this afternoon, and saw how nice the day was, and I thought, man, I gotta fly a drone. So hurried home and charged up a battery, and like I said, nothing special about this flight, but just an opportunity to go flying. And look, it kind of lost the behind the tree there, but it kept the point of interest. So yeah, that's pretty good. And then of course we're looking into the sun again, so kind of a good test of this drone. And there it completed the helix, and it will return to its starting point, which I know that's controversial. Some people like that, some people don't. I like it. I like it coming back to its starting point. So as soon as we get it back down here, gosh, we've still got a fair amount of battery left, so I think we should try something else. Yeah, so I moved the control stick there before it finished, and so then it exited. Let's do a rocket, and let's crank that baby up to maximum, 80 meters. And I'm going to click on the plus sign again. That works pretty good. That's easy. Let's click start.
2, 1.
We've been flying for about 20 minutes now, and we're down to 43% battery, so we're getting good battery life today. And there it's doing the rocket, and it's slowly moving over the top and dropping the gimbal down as it goes. And again, I like that percentage meter that it gives you on the on the right hand side of the screen there, the circle, and it gives you a percentage, so you know how far through the process it is. And boom, there we go. And now it'll return to its spot. And the drone's dropping right down. I'm watching it right in front of me, and there it is. Okay, so we are going to get out. We're going to go back into video mode here and start video. And let's just fly it around a little bit. This guy has got obstacle avoidance, so you can do a lot of things with this drone and not worry about flying into something. Let me pick that camera up just a little. Let's drop some altitude, and let's just fly around here a little bit. You know, you would worry about this kind of flying in some drones, but the Mavic Air 2, because you have that obstacle avoidance, you can have confidence that you're not going to run into something. Now, it does not have side obstacle avoidance on it, so as long as you're moving forward. And as you can see that by the sun flare, we're kind of turning into the sun, and I'm kind of being careful here not to go sideways into something, right? Because you could, because it doesn't have those sensors on the side. But we'll go forward here. And we'll turn around here. We're going to get the sun at our back, because that's no fun seeing that sun, that bright sun on the lens. But you know, like I said, you can have confidence flying in situations like this that maybe you otherwise wouldn't. So for instance, it in theory should not let me fly into this building. Yeah, I don't know. I let off the stick there. I'm chicken. But you can hear the beeping. So then the A-pass takes us over the top of the building. Now, if that's not cool, I don't know what is. That's pretty slick. Thank you, DJI. You gotta love that. So we're down to about 30% battery. We can get across the street here. No cars there. We've never, I've never really flown around at a Discovery school here at a fairly low level, but yeah, they got kind of a little track back here, you know. They do a good job. And there's those play structures that we often see in the foreground when we're shooting over here. And drone come back to us. Well, tell you what I'm going to do. This is a good spot to do this. I am going to, we're down to 28% battery. I'm going to hit return to home, and we'll see the drone ascend. It should go straight up from here to, I think 72 meters or where it was at. I apologize, it's going to be coming into the sun. Now, what I didn't do is I didn't let the drone get a good look at its landing spot when we, or takeoff, the landing pad, when we took off. So we'll see how it does on precision landing. It may or may not hit it. And we'll get a look and see how close it comes. And it's orienting itself. I don't know, looks like it's got that landing pad right in the center. Boy, it's looking darn good to me. I can see that I don't have the grid lines on the screen here. I need to turn those on, but yeah, it's gonna be darn close. It's a little bit to the left, my left. I guess the drone's left too. So yeah, it's not gonna quite hit it, but close enough. What I didn't do when we took off, you want to take it up about 20 feet or so and give it a second to look at the landing pad, and I didn't do that. So okay, I'm going to stop recording. Give me just a second here. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion, and this time it will be a quick one because it's frickin' cold out here. Hey, okay guys, the Mavic Air 2, DJI just always builds such tremendous products, and really fun. I've been flying the Mini 2 lately, and it's interesting flying this. It's just that much faster and has that much more capability. Geez, just an amazing piece of technology for $700. I mean, holy cow. And not only that, it's still warm, so it's warming my fingers just hanging onto it because it's flipping cold out here. But in any case, yeah, there was nothing special about this flight. I just wanted to get out and fly, so I thought I'd take you guys along with me. I hope you enjoyed it. We just tried a few things, and it was a nice blue sky day and good time to fly. I know with the sun so low in the sky, there were some of those shots that, you know, going straight into the sun probably weren't so pleasant, but I have to tell you, I had a good time, so I hope you did too. So I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. But most of all, I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. And yeah, we've got snow for a while, so I don't know when the next chance I'm going to have to get out and fly. But if it's not before Christmas, I hope it is. But if it's not, Merry Christmas. And anyway, we'll see you later. Bye.